Hey guys, welcome back to AntScapes. So, quick update on my Myrmica Ruginodis colony. I say quick, it's actually going to be quite long, but I just wanted to update you guys in more depth. I've had some really good suggestions on the names for the colony, the first order being one of them, which is kind of cool, and also the Island of Naboo, or the Isle of Naboo, I think it was. And that was a good suggestion as well. You'll probably see that in the comments that someone left that, so go check his stuff out. He's got some really good things, or good content on there as well. But anyway, without further ado, I just can't thank you guys enough for all the, the likes, the comments, the subscriptions. You've all been great support, so, continue to do so, and I'll keep the content coming. But other than that, I'm out. Peace and love. So generally, I'll spray both sides. I consider it as like two halves. So first one I do is I always spray this side down first. Normally spray it down quite a lot, and then this side, again, I sort of face it towards the mossy areas, give it a spray there. If move a little bit closer towards the ants after this, and I'll show you how they sort of have like a panic reaction to the water, but then end up coming straight back out because they love it. So normally just spray it down like such, and then if I'm feeding them, I won't wipe the glass at all until probably a couple of days after, so I'm not putting my hands directly into the ants anyway. So yeah. She's just taking some more vegetation to the nest. Just try and climb over all them. Again, the nest's still down here. You can see it there, goes in there, goes right into the back of that. But I noticed they do that quite a bit. They bring certain bits of vegetation or things like that, and then actually it looks like there's two of them pulling that there. Could even be a little springtail or some food, but it looks to me like veg. They're just absolutely loving this right now. Little feast going on. Going around there. But yeah, let me know what that bug was, guys. I think it was like an earwig, I think they're called. But let me know what it was. Obviously, there was no ants around when it was there, but let me know what bug it is, because I think obviously it may try and attack the ants. I'm not too sure. Something else, the sort of waterfall section. Now, I'm actually I left that lower because, well, to be honest, I just wanted to leave it lower. Now, the reason being is, and it was kind of my mistake, is that when it's up to about here, or this level, it's not far off the difference of that and toppling in over the sides into the soil this side, and that's exactly where they've chosen to nest. So I had to drop it down because, my bad, I didn't check the spirit levels on every single side. I know where I went wrong, but when I put this in, it's slightly uneven. You're talking like a tiny bit that way, sort of towards the glass, kind of with the lean of that, that tank, but in the soil, this is where I laid the substrate with that lean there. But basically, my fault, so I have to keep that a little bit lower. I've just actually decided I'll keep it half full. We'll say half full, because we're optimists, but yeah, half full. It's about 15 litres of water in there, so it isn't a great deal, but I have put some shrimp in, just a mix from one of my shrimp setups. I had some sort of younger shrimps, we'll say, and you can see there's one there. But either way, that moss is coming down the sides and it's still going to be creeping down, and eventually you won't see the liner. I just know you won't. I've sort of accidentally toppled the bogwood area. I made them orange chocolate. I sprayed it down earlier and messed it up, and the rock fell out, etc. So that's on my list of maintenance to do tomorrow in the morning. But plants generally as well, really healthy. I've had some die off on the ivy, but that's normal. You normally do when you replant. These are all looking really healthy. Again, this, you know, like the grasses and random things popping up, I actually really love them. I'm going to be keeping them in. Even here, you've got quite a lot of that, you know, them random, you know, grass things popping up. They're still eating like troopers every day. Here we've got like other random ones. Just here too. Photonia's doing well. Monsteria, that one there, you can see it's getting new leaves up. That's just popped a new leaf up on that. I think it's called a monkey plant. This. Again, I've got nice. These are sort of stretching out now. Here, these are creeping right over. This grass is doing well. I've got random sort of plants growing up here and there, which some I will keep, some I won't. But ultimately, I think it looks more natural, so I quite like how it is at the moment, especially, you know, even around here where the feed, you can see this is starting to creep around, and I just find it really cool. And obviously, I'm still using that pile of leaves over there for the isopods and the springtails, and I seem to sort of have had a boost in springtails since I started doing it. To be honest, I noticed them more, but it might just be there was a new setup and they needed to breed quicker first. But that's all sort of coming along really well. Yeah, you can see how much they're taking here. Apologies for the water droplets, but I kind of didn't want to wipe there where there's that many ants. Once I finish the food and not there, I'm going to be wiping the glass down. But I'll be spraying it anyway in the meantime, so I thought it's going to be pointless for the next day or two while they eat the mealworms. And then what they normally do, they drag them further away. So until they do that, obviously I won't be able to wipe that glass, but I'm spraying it down still. Normally every day or every other day, but the main thing is I just keep an eye on my humidity reader. If that's normally about 50%, I then start spraying it down to get up to about 65. But you normally see within a couple of days it drops down to about 50 again, but I'm just keeping that open. I spray the whole thing just with a spray bottle. But yeah, I mean it's going really well with that too. Now I'm just gonna let this roll a second for 30 seconds or so you can have a good look at the colony, what they're up to. Still taking loads of sugar. You can see there in the back end of it where it's sort of half yellow on its bum area. I'll just call it bum, I don't know the name of it, but it fills it up, so it's really cool. And you see them running back here, and then they go down into that little satellite nest they've got here, and then they start feeding the rest of the colony. And that one is just here at the front, and obviously they're taking full advantage of this nest at the moment. They're using this nest, so yeah, I mean it's good that I can actually see them. They're fairly close this side. Obviously they've got one more over there as well, and then they've got one more just at the back, I think, sort of around here where the leaves are. And you see them because they sort of go over. That one there's on his way back now. A luminous yellow bum, or half full. And you can see when they haven't been. Let's just have a look at, oh, that one must have been. If they haven't, generally they're full of sugar themselves. You can see there's normally not any yellow at all. But anyway, all of these are full on sugar at the moment, as I haven't actually ever seen a colony. I mean, they might be normal, but I'm not sure. They literally drink sugar. I am kind of glad one of them rocks fell down, because notice that the pond plant I had there, if you look, it's actually rooting into the media I put in that little pot, which was obviously like a sponge media. So it's going to root down, and eventually that'll add as an even better sort of mechanical layer of filtration. Maintenance, I do need to take that out and sort of edit the clean the sponge and put it back in, because obviously initial running they always do clog up first time easier, and then I tend to find that sort of get better over time once obviously it's got the main bulk of the initial things in the water out, which mainly are going to be things like the mud and dirt, muck, things like that. But yeah, Don't know how it'll do, but I got a tiger lily. I'm kind of hoping it does take, but we'll see. We'll see with that as well. I don't know if you can find it there. It's basically there, where that black ball is. That's the bulb. I added the tiger lily, and I can see it's starting to grow some roots, that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, things are coming on nicely for that. But I have lost some moss because of that collapse, actually. Now that has died off, so I'll have to replace that because it just hasn't been moist enough. Now the rock used to sort of prop it up, and some moss would lean on it, and then it passed the water through to the rest of it. So I do need to get some more moss for there. Love the colours in this area: the Fitonias, the pinks, whites, and sort of deep colours. That air plants actually growing as well, which I attached to some bogwood. Again, let me know what you want me to call the colony, and also the Formicarium. We have to come up with names. The best name in the comments, I will start naming. So we want to name them. Remember, Formicarium and the colony. So let me know, guys. Starting to sort of drag this one over now. I must be sort of getting full off those ones there. You can see how many of them actually have got sugar in them, full of it. They've got some nice sort of intricate tunnels through here. The main part of the going there, but it actually goes sort of inwards, deep into the tank, as well as I'm having that tunnel there too, but that goes much deeper. You can kind of see how they've ate half of that, and they eat it from the face, yeah, the face normally. Downwards to the bum, but yeah, they've done the same here. No, you can see there they haven't actually got a thing. Just getting it from the bum upwards, this one. These two have been from the face. That one just got dragged in fully. Tend to find when I switch the light to the red, obviously they can't see the colour, you tend to get millions more suddenly come out, especially at night time. When you look afterwards, you can see they take the outer shell of the mealworm, drag that away from obviously the place they are eating them from. If you actually look at this one here, the insides have actually been eaten out, and you can see where they're starting to sort of cut that away, take that out of the actual nest. That main nest here, they did drag a mealworm straight into the centre there, so I assume they're probably going to be taking that one out too. They actually dragged it here, I think you can see it there. So yeah, I've noticed they are taking it out and taking the bits out when they need to. So yeah, it's all looking good. You can see there they're still actually eating it, or what's left anyway, and then they'll probably continue what they were doing and just start dragging it out. I'm actually almost as well out of sugar now. I don't know when I last showed the recording of this, but yeah, I think it's been 4 days, and you can clearly see how much sugar they actually take. I want to spray it down, and notice obviously they always go here as well and start drinking some water from that as well as the sugar. So then obviously they drink the water, take it back to the colony, and then start feeding the rest of them. But in here it's nice and humid, to be fair. This side's a little bit more, 78%, and then this side you're talking about 54%. But you know, as you see from the spray down, I spray it evenly, to be honest. I normally do anyway. Obviously there's normally more spraying I did, but I just wanted to show you roughly what I do. But yeah, I haven't head first into the body, just eating it from the inside. Gross, but hey, that's how they do it. To draw, which I will be putting them on. I just kind of have to decide where I actually want this to go. I also have more content coming soon, more terrarium builds, more aquarium builds, and also more ant colony builds. I'm also going to be getting some, I'm thinking either stick insects or a praying mantis. The other thing I'll be doing is getting a crested gecko, so I'll be doing all the builds for them as well. But I can't thank you all enough for the support. You know, everything you do, it goes a long, long way. All the likes, the comments, you know, the name suggestions, everything, it means a lot to me. I can't thank you enough. But as always, you know, like and subscribe. It goes a long way. And remember, 100 subscriber special. I'll be feeding the live food, which you guys will be sort of seeing and watching happen. But you know, everything's going really well with this. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Really happy with how it's going. They're eating plenty of food, drinking plenty of sugar. So yeah, we'll watch this keep growing, guys. But as always, from me, from AntScapes, peace and love.